So choose your weapon, or I choose it for you.
You know, in the vampire world,
Yeah.
this could
Could this puncture, you think?
Oh no, this could kill. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but because if
Feel
you
vulnerable
missed,
right now?
if you missed, I would kill you.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I just want to let you know.
Yeah.
Don't get any ideas.
None. Hey everybody, I'm James Palmer at another Sun Outdoors resort in Santa Barbara, California. And I'm with actor Ian Somerhalder, and this is Campfire Convos. Ian, we're gonna start off with a little thing I like to call fire starters. I don't know how to categorize you, okay? So I'm just gonna rattle off a bunch of things and you just tell me if all of these are included. We're gonna say like model, actor, director, producer, entrepreneur, activist, father.
Father.
Damn, I can't forget that.
Husband.
Husband, that's another big one. What do you categorize yourself as right now as we sit here? Which ones are taking kind of some top spots? So we know husband and father are up there, but what else is kind of where you're at right now?
Sitting in front of a fire with you, my friend.
You rolled up here in your Airstream. That's yours back there.
Yeah, it's pretty special. Well, my wife also owns a.
Which how much percent?
Probably 97.8. No, it's one of our babies. You know, at this age in this place, you literally scramble for inspiration anywhere you can get it. In between, like, you know, running a company and raising kids and talking, you know, to people and building stories, and these things, you know, allow you to tell more stories and allow you to find and mine the material that gives you the inspiration to create more stories. You know. Not to sound too, you know, cerebral about it all.
No,
but we're pretty cerebral human beings.
Very much so. I want you to do something here. Hold on, fill me up.
Oh, you know what? I got it.
And then I want you to do something, but I think you'll think about it better if we do this.
Yeah. My friend, it is an honor to sit here.
How's that smell?
I'm just making sure it wasn't sugar water. No, you know, listen, every time I've ever been able to pop a bottle of this and share it with someone, it's a dream come true. It never gets old, and it's something that I cherish deeply, so.
And we'll get into it, but I'd like you to do, cheers here.
Cheers, my friend.
I want you to close your eyes and give me the perfect day with the family. Describe it to me, because you're really good at painting these pictures.
Perfect day.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that perfect day is whether you're out in the middle of the desert, you're on that beach, or you're on like a snowy mountain river, waking up and having that aspect of nature where you are immersed in nature, but you are in your own environment. And you've got the dogs and the family and the munchkin running around, and you get out there, whether you get into your wetsuit or you put on your snowshoes, and you're out.
Yeah.
And you're out. And you're in nature like that. You come back for lunch, you get warm or you get cool, whatever, you know, you need to be getting.
Yeah.
And then you wind down the afternoon and everybody piles into the bed and the dogs are sleeping and they're exhausted and there's...
Do the dogs go to the bottom of your feet or your wife's feet?
Both. They go on either side.
I couldn't do it.
And we have one very fluffy white one and one little beagle like pit mix.
Okay.
There's either sand on the floor or snow on the floor or desert dust on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And either way, you know, it's like, it's that thing that reminds you, it brings you back to your center, which is we are social creatures that are meant to be in nature.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of curious because I want to go back to the Louisiana roots here. When did those first early kind of experiences of living life outside the house kind of hit you? What were those like? What were they?
From the very beginning, man. Growing up when I was a kid, little kid, you know, my grandparents made everything. They made their own soap. They had their own meat. They grew their own grains. And so having access to fresh everything at all times. You know, it's like my dad's side of the family, you know, after church, all the adults would get together and drink mint juleps. And the kids, we would go and cut the sugar cane with a cane knife, and then you get the fresh cane juice.
Yeah.
And that's what you're muddling with the mint that you went and picked from the, you know, under the tree. And this is what you're, you know, like that was my experience, right? Yeah. So it all came from the natural world, you know?
For sure.
Cheers, man.
When I look back at you growing up in Louisiana, is there a more friendly state? And I don't want to say friendly because it may not even be that friendly.
It's a long word. Louisianian. It's a long word.
Yeah.
Like, what would you call people in Philadelphia? Like, how do you?
Philadelphians.
Philadelphia.
Or angry. Either or. Both work. Both work in my hometown. But you know, it's funny because like.
What do you call it? Is it a Pennsylvanian?
Yes.
Pennsylvanian, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds cool. It sounds like a sort of Transylvanian.
Wow. Your mind's always there, isn't it?
Which is a cool place. I've been there.
Really?
Yeah.
What is, because we were talking earlier about the amount of minutes that Vampire Diaries was streamed over the pandemic was just astronomical.
Crazy.
The show has
over
not been
14 billion.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
What is our fascination with vampires as a society?
What is it? It's these creatures that and it changed, right? Because it became like, rather than these sort of like venomous fang creatures that just attack everyone and wear capes, they became these sort of like beautiful facades of people, right? They were worldly, but they were dangerous. They were sexy, but they were scary. They were
for you to say it.
All of these
They
like
are sexy.
You were the one that told me that. Yeah.
I told you to say that back. But on that show, you guys are drinking bourbon nonstop. Now you're drinking iced tea sadly on screen, I believe, right?
We were, you know, well, we drank a lot of iced tea, and it was caffeinated.
Ooh.
So Paul and I couldn't figure out why season 1 we had so many, like the shakes and so much.
Yeah, because vampires are very stoic.
Yeah, like anxiety problems. And then we
Vampires
realized
with anxiety.
and then we realized we were drinking probably like 600 or 700 milligrams of caffeine a day, and so we switched to decaf.
Okay.
We really found that color.
Did you ever do bourbon, even for a take?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah. No, 100%. You know, Paul and I have been talking about this bourbon for over a decade. We knew that we had the ability to bring a consumer to the bourbon category. Millennial females. We wanted them to have something that was so yummy and approachable that whether you are a millennial or you were my 70-year-old mom or my 80-year-old dad, that you could literally take this bottle, pour it out of the bottle into a cup and drink it. But the other side of it was, it had to be complex enough and nuanced enough that a bourbon drinker like you or myself would say,
That's good.
wow, these guys did it.
You know what goes great with bourbon? S'mores. You ready for some s'more talk? Let's have some more talk.
I want some more talk.
Let's do it.
Thanks, man.
All right, Ian, this is s'more talk.
Yep.
And you learn a lot about an individual by how they make a s'more.
So walk me through this.
Okay, so we have pretzels, chocolate-covered pretzels. We have chocolates.
Let me ask you a question. How am I going to create a s'more with a hard pretzel?
Yeah.
I think like you're trying to set me up.
No, you created
Nope.
your own business.
Okay.
You know
Okay.
how to think
I got
outside
you. Okay,
the
copy
box.
that. I got you.
could
I got you.
figure
I
it
got you.
out,
It's like
think.
a Forbes, retreat where you
Yeah,
have
this
to,
is
like,
this
figure
is,
out all that.
This is where the boss learns a lot about.
Is this like
somebody.
an episode of Alone?
Yeah.
Are we on Alone but together?
Alone but together.
All right.
What I wanted to ask you though, as we do this, is like, does this bring back any Ian Somerhalder memories?
Man, I grew up making s'mores, and I grew up my life camping, and then my wife and I lived.
Did you know she was a camper when you met her?
The first.
Or did you mold her into
No,
this
she loved it. And listen, we got together and she said, you have an Airstream on 1,200 acres in Georgia. That's where we're going to be every week, and we're not working. And we spent 100 and probably about 150 nights in the first like 3 or 4 years we were together.
Really?
In that Airstream, yeah. That's what we did.
That's early heat.
And she taught me a lot.
This fire's dancing too, so it's a tough s'more situation.
No, it's good.
I like your calmness near the fire. I like.
Oh no, I got you.
Oh,
I got you.
sweet.
I got you. Oh, buddy. All right, so
you almost had a fail there.
There's no fail.
Have you ever had a massive fail on the?
It's just not a. It's not a fail. It's let's call it a. It's called a pivot.
Look at you.
You know what? I failed on.
Are you a real vampire? Just grabbing it? Don't even mind the heat? Because I'm not sure how successful that s'more is. Do you have like a massive, I took the family camping and I failed miserably story?
Like a Clark W. Griswold one?
Like a Griswold?
So my wife and I, my 4-month pregnant wife,
this is
and our German
already.
Shepherd, in our car, and I was driving from Atlanta to LA.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Did that bring back some memories, like some tasty, smelly memories? Or just wonderful in every way?
Family, friends, bourbon. I'm driving through New Mexico, late January.
Oh, we're cold. New Mexico's cold.
Cold. High altitude.
Yep.
I wanted to take them to this very special place. Off grid, off the road. Bad idea. We're on a mountaintop and we're at elevation and it's horizontal snow and it was a weather advisory. In the night, when you look on your GPS, you'll see the road, and when you only see like black on either side, that means there's nothing.
There's nothing.
So we go down, right? As we go down, the seatbelt's holding my wife and she's sleeping. She goes forward. My German Shepherd is sleeping, comes out from the back, face smushed on the side of the back of her, on the back of the seat. I'm not kidding, man. And I was like, oh no. We go down, the Airstream is sliding down. My wife wakes up for a second. We okay? Yeah, honey, we're good, go back to sleep. The dog is like holding on to dear life. The dog comes through the center, through the 2 seats into the center console and is now looking at me and licking my face as I am traversing down a 9% grade hill in the snow and ice. So this went on for probably about 20 minutes.
20 minutes of this?
No one ever said a word. The dog was happy to sit in the center console. She had heat on her face. My wife was sleeping, suspended by a seatbelt. And I thought, I'm never doing this again. I'm actually never doing this again. But these are the trials and tribulations of the, of the trailering husband.
You learn them.
You learn them.
You learn them.
You learn from your mistakes.
Exactly. You know what I want to do? We'll rapid fire questions at you.
Oh no.
You ready for this?
Hold on. I gotta prepare. Hold on.
Yep. You prepare. I'll get the questions.
All right. I'm just gonna take over. Okay, rapid fire. Favorite color?
Blue.
Shoe size. Mine too.
Shoe shine?
Shoe size.
Shoe size 10.5.
Mine too.
Sign.
Sagittarius.
Oh, Aquarius. They rhyme.
Oh, they rhyme. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
You should do this.
Ready? Here we go. Camper or glamper?
You can have them both.
Oh.
It just depends on the environment.
Okay. Finding a side door on question 1. Airstream or cozy cabin? Because we're surrounded by them.
Again, it depends on how you can get the Airstream or if the cozy cabin is absolutely necessary.
Okay.
You've got both of them are incredible.
If I ask the next question, black or white, are you going to find a way?
Most likely, absolutely, because life is about gray area.
It's not even on the card. All right, choose your favorite duo. Damon and Stefan or Ian and Paul? Which is a better duo?
I gotta say, they both crushed.
Oh my God.
I mean, look, Ian and Paul built this. Damon and Stefan built, this thing called Twilight. Vampire Diaries.
This is like a political debate where you
No,
don't
it's just
answer a
a-
question, Ian. Neat or on the rocks?
They're both amazing. Neat is going to give you the flavors and nuance that's not broken up. On the rocks is going to give you a sort of lighter, more open version of it.
Okay.
What are these questions, man?
Well, they're supposed to be answered. Louisiana or California?
Well, they're both amazing places. What do you want from each state? Do you want to go to the Cortez Bank and have fresh tuna? Or do you want crawfish? Like, what is it that you want?
I want an answer, Ian.
Yeah, I'm
On
giving you
one
an
of
answer.
these.
I'm giving you options.
A glass of bourbon at a bar or a glass of bourbon at a campsite? You're gonna love them both. Moving on.
Why wouldn't you love them?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it just depends on if you're at the bar with a bunch of, unacceptable human beings. But like at a campsite, you're gonna be with people that you really love. At the bar, you might not have as much control over
Yeah, I like
who's
that.
at your campsite. I'd rather be at a campsite than a bar.
Me too. Me too. Do you think there was enough room for Jack in Titanic to get on that door after he tried to get on it one time and fell off, and then he just sits in the water and Kate Winslet's all spread out across the door? Do you think there was enough room for him to get on there too?
The door was tiny.
You think so?
Yeah, she was like, there was only about 18 inches between her and the. Have you ever been in water that cold?
No.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever want to be. What acting performance were you just absolutely in awe with? Is there one that you watched and you were just like, this is just...
Your performance when we were doing the s'mores. Yeah.
I like that. And I love this.
I love this too.
But I want some more. And we're gonna throw the...
I'm sure you're gonna just like keep asking questions. And you
But no, we're really
pressure
gonna
me,
we're gonna
hammer
get
me.
deep here. We're gonna try to go Oprah style. We're gonna go feet to the fire. We've gone over so many different aspects of your life, and we actually talked about the documentary a little bit too. In 10 years, what do you think you're doing?
So I shot the first initial footage of Kiss the Ground in Zimbabwe in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Where I see ourselves in 10 years is we will have built the single largest carbon capture food economy in the world. Regenerative agriculture is the use of planned grazing methods and the use of living, growing plants, agriculture at scale to sequester enormous amounts of carbon dioxide and store it safely back in the ground where it belongs. Now, when you do that, you're feeding all of these crucial, vital microorganisms that create healthy soil. Well, healthy soil, healthy plant, healthy planet, healthy people, healthy air, healthy water supply, more money for farmers, better schools, better tax base, better everything.
When you talk like this about...
Isn't it cool though?
Yeah,
to think about
I'm feeling the fire, but I'm feeling the passion over there and how you operate and talk about this. What I'm curious about is do you care if you ever act again? With your heart being here.
I don't, man. I don't care if I ever act again, but I just want to change the world and I just want to raise my kids.
So do you think you knew that you had this potential when you were younger, that these were some of the dreams that you had, some of the things you wanted to be a part of? Or did these things kind of happen as you grew as a person and these became your passions and your interests?
It's interesting you asked that, man. I mean, my family taught me these things as a very tiny young person, right? When I was about 10 years old, I wanted to be a marine biologist. I wanted to study marine science because, I grew up in the Gulf of Mexico. Before going to school, we grew up in a very poor family in Louisiana. And my brother and I, early in the morning, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, would go and check all of our crab pots and harvest all of our crabs, bring them back, put them in the shedding boxes, and go to school. I mean, I'm talking before the sun would come up. These were the things you lived off of as a family. Mm-hmm. That's your food sources. So my mother and my father trusted my little brother, who they had taught since he was 3 or 4, to know how to do what he was doing. All we can hope to do is educate our children to say, here's where your food comes from. There is a shift that is happening in the agricultural community in the United States, and it's happening right now, where these old family farms are now being taken over by the children who typically wouldn't otherwise take over their family farms. Mm-hmm. and it is the most inspiring thing you've ever seen. So how much,
you're leaving me passionate, you're leaving me, you know, feeling like I haven't done jack.
No, you've done plenty, man.
And maybe, you know, maybe you can help me get out there and do a little something. Last thing I have for you. We'll take this back to your lost days. I don't want to have you have PTSD, flashback, anything. If you were on a plane that crashes, okay?
Oceanic?
This is you. This is not your character on Lost.
Yeah.
You go down, you have to survive.
Yeah.
I need to know, you get one person with you, you get one tool, and would you prefer this plane to go down in the forest or like an island Tom Hanks Castaway style?
One person I would be there with, believe it or not, is my lady, my wife. This is the most resourceful human being I've ever met in my life. The tool I would use would be fire. I've been in a couple of pretty gnarly situations, and fire is sort of your ultimate survival tactic.
Which location suits you guys better for survival?
I'd say the beach. You know why? She grew up in Kauai. I grew up in the Gulf of Mexico. We could just crush the island.
Yeah.
I know where to get food, water, fuel, housing. We're kind of.
It fits.
We just fits, man. We would just crush it.
Love it. Just like we crushed this.
I mean, we destroyed this.
We destroyed this.
Yeah.
I could sit here all night.
Me too,
Maybe we
man.
will.
Yeah, we should.
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
You got another bottle?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had like 20 of them in the car.
Oh, we can stay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this fire's about to die, so I hope you enjoyed another episode of Campfire Convos with Ian Somerhalder. So click the link below to subscribe and join us for more Campfire Convos.